They have a Mist Rise, but they also scoop. Yeah, it's pretty demoralizing to not be able to use your monuments. Secrets of Strixhaven draw is happening. That is a set. Hi, it's me at CGB. I'm going to show you the deck I've used the most this season before Secrets of Strixhaven changes up the meta, and talk a little bit about where I'm at. I haven't had nearly as much success with blue-white control as I did in the previous season, but the previous season was pretty busted. My win rate with it was like in the 80%. It's much lower here. You know, I'm dangling around 50% so far this season, and I've gone through a lot of changes trying to just make something a little bit better, make it work. The Spirit Water Revival game, the Reanimator decks and how we approach that. Get Lost as a card in Standard is a problem, I would say, for the deck. So let's talk a little bit about it. I've got 4 Seam Rips, which I think are necessary to deal with cheap permanents, not just creatures, in the format, and Spell Snare, which I still believe in. I run 2 Rest in Peace now because I cut Spirit Water Revival, and hosing the graveyard decks at like in a timely manner is important. Just one wasn't cutting it anymore. A lot of the counter spells are cut except for No More Lies, because I actually plan to end this game as soon as we get to the mid game and late game in a way that I'll show you here, but maybe you already see it. Get Lost out, Aang's Iceberg in. If I can rely on Seam Rip to stay on the battlefield, I can probably rely on the Iceberg as well. And this is a tricky little flashy enchantment that deals with all kinds of permanents. Paying 1 more mana than I would for a Get Lost, it gets you sometimes, but people play around Get Lost, and they play around Spell Snare, and they play around No More Lies. So you often have a little bit more time to let your lands hit the battlefield. Day of Judgment and Ultima, as well as stock up and consult the star charts and No More Lies. These cards haven't changed, and I think I would run these 17 cards no matter what configuration of the deck I ever attempted. But the Valor is the thing I've found is like the end game that people can't handle. When you cycle Valor and make like 6 or 7 or more pilots on end step, and then untap with an abandoned air temple on the field and drop another abandoned air temple. Like, it took you like 10 mana, 9 or 10 mana to make the pilot count of 6 or 7. Then when you drop the air temple into another air temple and you activate both of these to pump your pilots, the game is basically over. Like, you just one-shot them. And a lot of people aren't prepared for that. Even decks like burn decks back build and try to build up their spells to try to overwhelm your counter spells, of which we don't have that many, so they don't really know what's going on. The counter spell decks can't do anything about it. They can't counter the Valor's ability, and they can't counter the air temple, and they just get smashed. And that's a very fulfilling experience, I would say. So that's how we end games here. Not with Spirit Water Revival, not with shuffle it all up, shuffle back in, not with Mill, not with River Turn Monument, and not with attacking with lands, not with Restless Anchorage. It's a much more exciting way to finish a game, and I'm enjoying it. I do think it's the way. And that's why we're up to 3 abandoned air temples. You actually end up dropping one pretty early, and if somebody demolitions, if you only have 1 or 2 and somebody demolition fields your temple, you actually have a pretty hard time closing the way that you need to, because if you let a control deck untap after you make the pilots, they will have a board wipe. They always do, because yeah, just the nature of the game is that board wipes are stuck in their hand this whole time. So if you lose your army, you're in big trouble. Agnaquela, because we do run a lot of basics to help us sift through our deck, a lot of untapped lands because we don't want to drop tap lands going into the crucial turns where we want to hit air temple into untapped land and use Valor's Flagship means even on turns like 8 and 9 and 10, we want our lands untapped. So you can see that we're going for that here. No Restless Anchorages, no Fountain Ports, none of those things. And Demolition Field is still a necessity because, I don't know, sometimes you just lose to Cavern of Souls or Bossing Say. But that's our attempt here. That is what we are up to. Yeah, also Demolition Field because Aang's Iceberg and Seam Rip are non-land permanent. Without a Get Lost, we absolutely need these, but you don't use them the same way you used to. A lot of times we let the Cavern be because we only have 4 No More Lies anyway, and we're worried about, like I said, Bossing Say or Restless Reef. Like, some of those things are very hard to deal with for this version of the deck now. All right, it's my last ride with this particular vehicle. So let's dive in and let the nonsense begin. So we are on the draw with a Seam Rip we can cast. No blue mana. It seems bad, but when you have a turn 1 Seam Rip on the draw, you try to assume that you can play Magic for a while. This deck can safely ignore a Ghost Vacuum. Just completely ignore this, which feels very good. There are like 7 Is It decks out there these days. This one is accumulating wisdom. We're going to need that blue mana fast. So this is Lessons with Ghost Vacuum, it seems. That's not a monument, thank goodness. Although that's one of the reasons that Aang's Iceberg is very good. Do we have a turn to get the Gran? I think we do. I really want to get my Spell Snare. Spell Snare is very good against Lessons. Specifically Talent and Accumulate Wisdom being the biggest targets. Boomerang basics. So 2 Lessons. It's already kind of spooky. Let's see how many cards they can draw in response to this Demolition Field. I thought about using the field in response to the Gran trigger just so they had 1 less lesson in the graveyard. Still might have been right, but it looks like I got my island into play. Seam Rip. They want to quench it. Sure. I pay. Do they do it again? They do it again. So we could force this through. I think we let this resolve. 1 more turn with Gran probably won't kill us. They just spent 2 cards to counter a Seam Rip. Something we have another of ready to go. I don't think they beat us with this Gran as long as they don't get to resolve another Accumulate Wisdom. That's the real target here. They do get the Monument. Hate that. But we have a solution. Yeah, the icebergs are also very much in response to permanents like Monument that just seem to solo games. And they find 2 monuments. So now we've been here before. I've played this game plenty. We need to keep them from ever resolving something. Let's shock this in so we have double snare. That lets them discard. We have to shut down the ability to discard. It is possible. And they double. Remember, they double quench that Seam Rip. Okay. So, with 1 mana open, there's not much they can do. We could resolve an Iceberg. I think we keep fighting the discard ability. I don't think they'll be able to discard at instant speed. We could also cast the stock up, but let's just save it till next turn. Let's hold up the snares. Just don't let Accumulate Wisdom resolve, and don't let Artist Talent resolve, and we'll be okay. Yeah, all right. Well, now we know the whole score. They played around no more lives, so we know their whole hand. We're going to have to do this sometime, so let's start picking off these monuments. I wonder why they would do that. Just to pass priority? Yeah, I guess so. Demolition Field can deal with Agnaquila. Stock it up. We have Agna. We want the Consult for sure. Lies might not be good here. We might already be past Lies being good. You do want it early in the game, though. I mean, we only need a single Spell Snare open this turn. Let's take Lies. Believe it or not, double Lies should be on the menu. It absolutely should be. Okay. They're hiding a card. There's a lot of lessons that remove creatures. So we don't want to use Demolition Field or Consult here. There's another blue. You can pass from this point. So do we hold on to Demolition Field or get more blue mana on the field? I really do want one more blue to have multiple counters protecting the Consult. But if they draw Agnaquila, we will lose so quickly. All right, I'm going to go for this. And it resolved very easily. The Rest in Peace shuts down a lot of their deck, but the Icebergs shut down the Monuments. If they don't have the Monuments, I don't think I can lose, but we also do want to Rest in Peace. This is tricky. You know what's great against them, though, is Ultima. We should probably be digging for Ultima. Double No More Lies to counter some discard spell at some point. Rest in Peace shut down their graveyard. Find Ultima, get rid of 3 of their Monuments at once. We're also getting into the Valor range, but we don't have card draw. I guess Agna's card draw. They have a Mist Rise, but they also scoop. Yeah, it's pretty demoralizing to not be able to use your Monuments. Ew, more bad mana. And the mulligan. Good hand, though. What don't we need? On the draw? I mean, this hand is pretty solid. I could get rid of a land, but not with this deck, right? I think I'll actually get rid of the Seam Rip looking at a Spell Snare. That, well, they go turn 1 land where else, that'll get you. Maybe I do get rid of Day of Judgment. Like, this hand won't lose early. And there are 4 more sweepers. Yep. Another Day of Judgment off the top like it was nothing. Scavenger gone. Because they can go Ethereal Armor, hold up Shard Mage's Rescue. They get their 2/2, but now we have No More Lies in pairs. They did get past our Spell Snare, though. I hate that. Shelter by Ghosts. All right, Snare it is. Saving No More Lies. We've got 9 turns of this. Should be plenty of time to draw into the goods. My matchup with the Aura deck is still over 80%. It's this. How did this pile become the most popular meta deck? It's cheap, I know, but man, do I like farming it. I mean, on its own, it's a good reason to play blue-white control. We could let that resolve and then Day of Judgment, but getting No More Lies out of your hands against aggro is a good idea. They are thinking, unless they have a card that's not legal, they can't pay the 3. All that because they could have flashed in Feather of Flight. All right. Ooh, good draw. Pass. Don't Day of Judgment there. See if we can get them to commit another creature or get this No More Lies played. We do not care about Rest in Peace. You'll love to see it. It's almost like seeing a Doomblade. They didn't even play it around No More Lies when they played the Rest in Peace. They probably wanted me to counter it. What do you think their last card is? Land Consult. Hit your land drops, hit your land drops, hit your land drops. That works too. Just don't die. Hit your land drops. Hit your card draw. Although Spell Snare is very good against them. And we do have another card drawing Consult, so give me the Spell Snare. Like, a lot of their threats are 2 mana. and you need to catch them on the stack. Next turn is Day of Judgment turn. You want to be able to do it with mana open. That's why we waited. This plays around Shard Mage's Rescue. We do not get to hold up No More Lies, but we do have the Snare. No More Lies, almost outmoded here, but since it's one of our only counter spells, you want to collect them as early in the game as possible with your consults and fire them off. Even if they're just kind of time walks. Oh, are we gonna get roped for this one? What? Mardu Devotee. What is this? They played around Spell Snare. I wasn't expecting that. What the heck? I mean, they have a rare and Rest in Peace, and they have Mardu Devotee. It's a card. I'm not afraid. Consult will solve this problem. 6 life. That's like 6 turn clock. No problem. All right. Before we decide whether or not to hit that with a snare, let's see what we can find. There's a Valor. And we want to keep hitting land drops. So we'll take the Verge. Hit this with the Snare because we didn't take a Sweeper. Still have No More Lies up if they go for something else. Oh, that's a... Okay, they played around it. Look at that. Look at that. Where are we at? They're at 20. They don't have a board wipe. So if we make 5 creatures and start pumping them with Temple, we can probably win the game. Let's see what happens. Do they draw an enchantment to put pressure on us? Actually, they do. So yeah, I don't think I Valor this turn. Iceberg. Deny the card advantage. Take another 1 point. But then grab another land. Heck, grab 2 lands. One being another Air Temple. Bang, bang. They seem annoyed. There's an Air Temple. And I guess I'll grab a field as well to hit those land drops like we talked about. Land pass. I don't think there's a spell they could draw that puts us under lethal pressure here. But we finally get to demonstrate the end game. And that's as close as it comes. That's a draw, but I don't think it'll do the job. It does up their life total and give them a blocker. So the Valor thing might not be lethal. I mean, I guess we wait and Day of Judgment them. This is 6 creatures, each with 3 power. It doesn't kill them. And they could counterattack for the win. Yep, we have to wait a little longer, guys. Be patient. Stay patient. My Iceberg is back. I guess I'll take the Rest in Peace, because why not? Probably just pitch it to Scry. Artist countered. Will I get to demonstrate the end game? Draw. Pass. All right. Try not to lethally threat me this time. 7. Let's go. There they are. Game. Pump, attack for that 21. They might still not be dead, but they sure ain't coming back this time. Dead Blue. Good name. Yeah, having both of these in the opener is a bit of a tilt, but the rest of the hand is fine. So, great 5-card hand. And they do cycle, so it's not like Valor is always dead. What are we up against? Which flavor of is this? Elemental is it? Ashling Rekindle, go away. Nobody likes you. We're done with you here. Consult, pass. Probably just trying to hit land. We'll see. Flame Braider. Do we find a snare? We do not find a snare. Elementals is tough, but it's usually because of like Cavern of Souls. I would say our deck is a little more resilient to that. Demolition Field could come in handy, but we can hide it in our grip for now. Don't see anything there to worry about. So is it gonna be a roaming throne into a deceit that I cannot counter? It's a full price wistfulness. Great. Well, it's not Deceit. Deceit is the card that makes this matchup a nightmare and probably ruins our chances with Valor. When you have them both in your opener, you're in big trouble. I mean, that is a fun combo with Winter Night Stories, isn't it? Don't need the lands here. I guess I'll get all the permanents that deal with things. Hopefully they draw their basic, so the Demolition Field hits extra hard. And I'm gonna go for this now just to make them think I have no more lies. And to mess up their mana. Yaha! No basics. All right. Winning. Do I take out the Flame Braider to really mess up their mana? We have a Day of Judgment. I think I can get a roaming throne out of them if I wait, but a Deceit would break my heart. Let's see what happens. I mean, our hand is kind of Deceit proof actually, now that we have 2 Days of Judgment. Maybe it's not so bad. You really do want to clean up mana dorks with sweepers. That is something you are always looking to do when you play against them. But there's that tension of like, how much use do they get out of this mana? Like now we know they plan to use this for something. I'm really tempted to iceberg it here. Like, yeah, because they didn't attack with it, right? But whatever they play, we can Day of Judgment. So it's like, do you take their turn? Is Day of Judgmenting next turn really our plan? It's not a bad plan. Yeah. Okay. I think they're gonna play the ooh. Now I have no idea what they're doing. What elemental has flash here? What are they playing around? Let's see what happens. We already saw that they don't have the basic. So let's see if we can goad them into using their mana. Ashling's Command. Draw 2 treasures. Okay. That's their trick. No counterspell. So they have Is It Mana and 2 treasures. This should be buying us some of the time we need. But man, do we have to watch out for deceit. Never didn't have it. Fortunately, I mean, here we do have two. They probably take Day of Judgment, right? But let's see. Maybe they take stock up. Maybe they choose to fight us over cards. They choose to fight us over cards. Now, let me tell you what's crazy. We could play Valor. Wistfulness would exile it, but they don't have double green. So what do they have? Does this deal with it? No. Does bounce off? Yeah, bounce off is pretty rough. I mean, are we going to cast Valor here? Just slam it? Make them stop it? How aggressive can we get? Very. Now, here's the thing. If they take this Valor, we're in big trouble. But I don't think they can, because where would they get double black? I don't think they can get double black. Tap starting town. Down to 7. What else you got? I mean, they don't have enough spells here for Crab. Crab would be a bit of a blowout on the vehicles. They go vibes. Is this is 3 to my face? It is, but this is where the life gain is going to get exciting. Do they have a bounce spell? They have an Ashling. Okay, here we go. Land off the top would be really good. But I don't know. We don't want to have only one pilot, do we? Oh, we do draw the land. So here's the question. Day of Judgment this board. Make one pilot attack for 7. Gain 7. But they deal with one pilot and we're cooked. I think we just pilot up. Think so. Seven life. Too bad you don't have vigilance. How do I win if I cast Day of Judgment now? I don't know. I like the line. It's a stupid line. It's a content line. And it might just work. It's a big thing to deal with. Especially if we untap and start to get interacting with their board while punching them for 7. Okay. F's in the chat. It's game over, man. I have no other way to get a creature on the board. None. In the whole deck. But they don't know that. Wow. They are 5 cards under me, so now we're playing to deck them. Good luck. Or I get this return to my hand somehow. I don't think I have anything that's going to do it. And we're just trying not to get burned out, because now our life total is certainly in danger. This is where a fountain port might have come in handy. So much thinking. What's the matter, buddy? You scared? God, Deceit's so by a mile the best card in Lorwyn Eclipsed, I think. And yep, now they have the mana to make the wistfulness good. I think I'm just gonna scoop this one. Sad. Took a risky line, got punished. Content. Don't ever do that. Another tricky hand, but Seam Rip and Aang's Iceberg, they carry, right? Maybe we draw blue. Yep, that has to go. Turn one, threat that must be removed. Top deck card we don't want to top deck. Yep. Magic the Gathering. Cub on time. Nice. No play. On turn two, probably game over. Ooh, World Wagon. Well, that's another good spot for the Iceberg, isn't it? Will we get to find an island? Back in green shell. Yeah, we're getting destroyed. I should probably concede, but let's see. Island. Okay. Gotta draw land. Nothing else is really acceptable. Okay. 27 land deck can't do the job. Feels bad. I think that's dead next turn with no card I could draw to fix it. No, I can Seam Rip. Seven, Seam Rip, still dead, right? Oh, you man. All right, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Probably nothing. Seam Rip this. Yeah, dead. That sucked. God, I hate that green deck. Ugh, but I hate my own mana more. How many games do you think I've lost in my life to double Demolition Field? So many. But I've lost more to not finding one. Even with 4 in the deck. It's a much better hand. Leyline of Hope. Bring on the life gain. One down. Ready to Iceberg in case they don't play another creature for some reason. Gotta get him played. Gotta get him played. Another one. Up to 22. Think we hold the rip. Use the Iceberg. It's tempting, like we could take out the Leyline of Hope. But this is where a lot of the life points are gonna come from, right? Everything becomes a threat with Leyline out. So at some point you have to deal with Leyline, or do you? If you can keep all the creatures dead, you don't. Oh my god. All right, this is gonna be the kind of game. I've had this game before. This is where you never find the board wipe. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Okay. This is that game, baby. 100%. You'll never find it. And then they're all 3/3s. Okay, iceberg, that helps. We have to play the iceberg this turn. We have to. If I stock up and there's no tap land, we're not dead. We are dead to another Leyline of Hope. Okay, gutsy. Hello. Land. Berg. Give me the ley line this time. So I'm just taking 3. Demo field. Seems good. Patience. Ooh. Snare? What are they going to do? They're going to get back the ley line and try to kill me. Snare. They have descended. Okay, we'll wait for their scry descent trigger to resolve. Then we'll use a demolition field to mess with their scry. Then we'll sack the iceberg to give them the bunny. It's the little things in life. Demolition field against the monocolored deck, finding a target. Consult? Yes, please. Actually, we want to keep hitting land drops while we get this done. As we set up for the win, we already have 1 temple. So we take the untapped land. It looks like we can have another temple instead, which is awesome. We'll take the stock up to keep the cards moving. Hit land, drop the Day of Judgment. It's going to take a lot of attacks to beat them, so we don't need to hold for the perfect Valor. We just need to get a Valor happening. So let's do it. Five, 6. Untap land, beautiful. Do it. Pump. Pump. Strong. Next turn, you die. We got them back to starting life total, everybody. Closing speed unlocked. You love to see it. Mono white hand. It could only be good, but we haven't played Reanimator today, so this is where Rest in Peace becomes a good card. Yes. I don't know. Did they play Watery Grave? I can't recall. Why another white source? Come on now. Come on now, deck. Passage on black. Come on, deck. What are you doing? Come on. Don't be mono white all of a sudden. Oh no. Oh no, they got their stock up to happen. All right, it's blue black, which is usually Deceit Control these days, but very much usually a Deadly Cover Up kind of deck, which Rest in Peace is good against that. It also keeps Riverturn Monument from being too good, but we do need blue mana bad. Oh no, not the reef. Come on, demo. Love this. This is great. I'm fine. This is great. Who wouldn't want to see all those reefs over there? Hey! All right, game on. Don't you dare power that up. You don't have the guts. I'm a get lost player. I have 4 get lost at all times. You know it. Full price deceit. Oh, what'll they take? They'll probably take a consult, right? Bouncing, rest in peace. Yep. What do you got? Man, I hate that they know that the way is clear. Makes me angry. Okay, consult. Give me consult. There's a field. Iceberg. Take deceit. Field and rip. Keep their graveyard useless. Another one. Okay. That's interesting. Are they gonna take the Day of Judgment? Two deceits. Me without my no more lies. Okay, they take the iceberg. So I think this is Day of Judgment. So let's, well, we have to get Rest in Peace down first. If we don't get the Rest in Peace back down, then these are in the graveyard. They can get them with Superior Spider-Man or an Arch Enemy's Charm. So patience, patience, patience. If they have another deceit here, it feels really bad. That would be the third one, and they only cast 1 stock up. Doesn't seem that likely. It really doesn't seem that likely. And we do need to scry into card draw to get back in this game. I think this is the right play, but it is punishable. Another deceit would be brutal. They're going for the library. With a Day of Judgment in my hand. So they must have a way to hit my hand, right? They must have Avarice or something. Let's get these removed now. Man, then I think we have to take a big hit, but we have to let them draw 1 card and then Day of Judgment them. So we'll use these now. Because we really need to get the lands out of our deck. But they probably have Avarice, which, what would we need to draw Avarice? A lot of No More Lies. Snare, probably not good enough. We need to let them draw 1 extra card with this so that our only chance now is that they deck first. So we have to let them have 1 card with Doomsday, which is very sad, but it's true. And they pass. Okay, we have to go for Iceberg. The stock up is not good. The lies might be. Depends on what they're casting. Okay, I'm gonna keep it and hope. Bitter Triumph, their own Excruciator. We like that. They're already down a card. We're already winning the race. Okay. Cross your fingers that they didn't set it up well. Oof. Oh, you hate that. Oh, God, you hate to see that. Could have hit it with no more lies, made them pay the 3, and then maybe I put off losing another turn if they have avarice. Because I could have top decked another no more lies. I guess that's the... But we didn't have it, so it didn't matter. But there you go. It's a bad matchup. When they draw 3 deceits, it's an unreasonable matchup. Blue Angel. We have those. They fly their jets in Traverse City, Michigan in the summer. And by we have those, I mean they come visit us. We don't like keep the Blue Angels and their classic F-18s in our backyards or anything. Still waiting for Rest in Peace to be good. I mean, it's necessary against a Deceit deck, but it's not good. Seems fine. It's our free matchup. Thank God that's like 10 to 15% of the meta. And now that I've said that, will we lose it? I think we just hold. Feels like a Shard Mage's rescue, and we need to get Consults cast. And we've got 20 life, we're fine. Uh-huh, that's bad. Not what you want to see. Lies for the rescue would do it, but not a double rescue. Definitely don't need any Rest in Peace. Okay. I think I'm just gonna do this. It does make their seam rips better, but they can't protect this with Shard Mage's rescue. And there they go for it. Okay. But they're not gonna have double strike next turn, which really reduces like the punch. And we have another Consult to try to figure it out. But yeah, I'm playing around double Shard Mage's rescue. We still have 2 turns against this. 3 turns, actually. I go for Sheltered. And yeah, they're still holding a Shard Mage's rescue. Down to 9. Let's dig. Stay alive. All right, Day of Judgment will definitely clean it up. Seems like a lot for one spider, but when they're piling auras onto said spider, unfortunately, we just put some very good cards on the bottom of our deck. Another Day of Judgment. We're gonna need more answers. Spellbook Vendor already getting auraed up. This sees more cards than the stock up does. At the price of 1 more mana. What do we need? I guess this keeps Day of Judgment land drop open as a chance, but yeah, let's try the stock ups. Never didn't have it. I was pretty sure that couldn't happen after what I put on the bottom. But now the Ultima's on the bottom too. We're really low on board wipes. And by that I mean they're at the bottom of the deck. Still going. What do we got? Stock it up again. Woo! More stock ups. Guess I'll take a Spell Snare. And we're gonna get punched, guys. But I'm going to consult. We're going to go really deep. And then hopefully turn this around. That's not what you want to see. If they have another one, we really sweat. And the clock is real now. Am I gonna lose my quote free matchup here? Down to 4. The top 8, what does it hold? They still have another rescue, I'm sure of it. But without armor, this is only 3 and this is 4. Oh my god. What a terrible set of Magic the Gathering cards. Ooh, baby. Uh-oh. Hold on to your butts. We're going to be looking at the top 14, including our land drop, and we found a Day of Judgment, thank God. This is not over. Not at all. Can they sneak another threat out? We can Spell Snare that. This is where Spell Snare starts looking really good. They see... Oh, that... Ooh. Ooh. That is sneaky. And a problem. Rescue. The damn rescue. We gotta play around the rescue. What is this? A +1/+1 counter here? Yeah, it's close to lethal. So, what we have to do is keep them from getting that +1/+1 counter. This is good with ethereal armor, so we take the seam rip to get the seam rip. We use the seam rip to target the weaver, so they don't get the counter, and we pass the turn. Man, could we use a shuffle with all those board... Good, like, our best cards are down here. A Valor would be nice as well. Hold on to your butts. We go to 2. Last card has got to be a rescue. All right, dig. Rip. It won't do the job, but maybe we can draw something to go with it. If we give them back Seam Rip and they unlock Weaver or something, we get another Scry 2. But I feel like we gotta dig deeper. The problem is the board wipes are on the bottom. I can't believe we're gonna lose this. But there's an Ultima, and then right here is a board wipe. And we're too many cards from it. But there are 2 Valors. Valor still gets the job done even against 2 or more creatures. 1 Seam Rip doesn't get it done. A Seam Rip plus an Iceberg gets it done. And one of the Icebergs is buried. Oh man, there's no good call here. I do think I'll get rid of the land, but do I scry? I feel like I have to. Whoo, baby. Oh, baby. Those are not it. Okay. And then we'll have another Agnaquila draw. They get another spider. Okay. All right, all right, all right. That's Valor. Feather of Flight gets countered by Spell Snare. We are in this. Do I Seam Rip their Seam Rip to reduce the power of their ethereal armor and get the Weaver off the field before they put a counter on one of these? Or do I hold it? I think I just want more pilots here. Oh my goodness. We did dig for it. We did find it. We want 6 pilots and hold up spell snare. Because Feather of Flight could still kill us. If they have 2 Feather of Flights, oops. We can block like this and then pump these up with the temples. That's the plan. Whew. Yeah, now they're afraid. Let's get this potential flyer out of the equation with Spell Snare. That is a big draw. All right, we play the boat. The boat is here. Let's keep ripping. Ethereal Armor is still a really good card. And we're still not going for that token. I know what they have. Vet Survivor. No attacks. They know how Valor works. Let's bring it. Big lifelink boat coming in. Would you like to reach? Let's get some counters on these things. Do I get 9 life? Yes! Dead next turn. The rip. What does it get? I mean, you rip. Because you're Ethereal Armor deck. Then what? These tokens are getting big. I don't think more spiders will help you. They get the Aerialist. That, yeah? They want another flyer? And they build something to stand up to Valor? It's not Valor, it's Valor's flagship, but whatever. It's fine. Blue Angels offed by Giant Sky Machine. Sounds perfect. Thank you for watching this video as always. I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.